B-Marsh Boxing, what's happening, world? We're back at it with this fight coming out of Tulsa, Oklahoma for the vacant WBO title at 126 pounds. That's the featherweight division. Robeisy Ramirez, two-time gold medal Olympian, flyweight and bantamweight, 2012 and 2016. The last man to give the man Shakur Stevenson a loss. Robeisy Ramirez from Cuba versus former 122-pound WBO super bantamweight champion Isaac Dogboe from Ghana, residing in Temple Hills, Maryland, because he trains out of Barry Hunter's Headbangers Gym, Bald Eagle Gym. That's over there on Southwest, on the southeast side, over there on MLK. Now, this man, Robeisy Ramirez, a guy who defected from his country, Cuba, getting a world title shot. And remember, this man, Robeisy Ramirez, lost his first professional fight. I forgot the Hispanic dude's name that he lost to. But his first fight was a four-rounder, which he lost a split decision. So he had to dig himself up out of that hole in order to be here tonight for this vacant WBO title that was vacated by Emmanuel Navarrete. Now, this man, Robeisy Ramirez, he played his cards right, got the longer reach, you know what I mean? Didn't want to engage so much in a firefight with the man, Isaac Dogboe, who was giving up 4 inches on the reach. The man, Robeisy Ramirez, played the counterpunching role tonight from the southpaw stance, him being the southpaw, Dogboe being the orthodox fighter. The man, Robeisy Ramirez, kept a nice distance, you know what I'm saying? A distance where he could box off the back foot, move around the ring, fight in the center of the ring, just as long as his back is not against the ropes. That will give the shorter man, Isaac Dogboe, an advantage to go in and maul him. But the man, Isaac Dogboe, had a problem cutting off the ring, you know what I mean? He fought a good, valiant fight tonight, used his jab, used his jab well, if only for a short guy's height. His jab was like Dwight Muhammad Kawi, but it's not. I'm sorry, it's not. He tried, but he was getting counterpunched all night by the man, Robeisy Ramirez. Robeisy Ramirez was catching him with that left hand jab, even leading sometimes with the right hand. Dogboe in the beginning of the fight, he was actually the first half of for the fight, man. He was doing well. I had this fight 3 rounds apiece going into the seventh round. You know what I mean? I had it 3-3. I gave the man Dogboe round one, rounds 3 and 4. 5-6. I gave it to the man Robeisy Ramirez as well as round two. The man Robeisy Ramirez, his left uppercut, leading with it, keeping his hands down. He was displaying a skill set like you would see from Roy Jones Jr., keeping his hands down, baiting the opponent, not leading at all as far as being the guy on the front foot and leading with the punches. Occasionally, he would lead with his left hand, but that's with the counter punch, you know what I mean? More like pull counters with the left hand. Isaac Dogboe's issue to me was his defensive stance. He's the shorter guy. He doesn't keep his left hand up, you know what I mean? He doesn't at all. You know? Them fellas, Isaac Dogboe. Excuse me, let me hear what the man Dogboe got to say in his post-fight review. The scorecards were pretty wide. Isaac Dogboe, man. Dogboe wants a rematch. That fella don't want to talk too much about what happened tonight. Does he? He just want to talk about a rematch. Barry Hunter from DC, man. I think you got to tighten up Dogway's defense. Make sure he cut off the ring better and make him an inside fighter. You know, Isaac Dogboe at this divisions, even at 122, you know, he's a short fighter. You know what I mean? So the man got to be on the inside with some nice techniques, good head movement, keeping his head off the line, and trying to bang out with the guy rather than box with a two-time Olympic gold medalist from Cuba, man. That's fighting a gold medal Olympian two-time from Cuba. Hey man, you can't go in there trying to box with this guy because I see some flaws and weaknesses or things that can be exploited in the man Robeisy Ramirez game. Not like Robeisy Ramirez. I've been watching this guy since the 2012 Olympics in London. You know what I mean? When he won himself a gold medal in the flyweight division. But you know, the man Isaac Dogboe's defense, he don't keep his left hand up like a telephone. You know what I'm saying? The only time he might have his left hand up is when he has a high guard up, you know what I mean? But when you're walking your opponent down, you know what I'm saying, using your jab, you gotta pump that jab, bring that shit back to your face, to your ear, cover your head. At times tonight he was imploring a kind of what you call that Philly shell. You know what I'm saying? The Philly shell defense, you know what I mean? The shoulder roll. You check it. But when he's keeping that shoulder roll, guess what's exposed? The left side of his face, you know what I mean? The left side of his head. Cause he don't have that left hand up, you know what I'm saying? But that shoulder roll he was employing in the first half of the fight was due to the body shots that the man Robeisy Ramirez was catching him with. Robeisy Ramirez was throwing some looping shots, straight left hands, you know what I'm saying? Not too many right hooks, being the southpaw, you know what I mean? But the left hook, I'm sorry, the looping left hooks going to the man rib cage. Um, right hooks, excuse me, going to the man rib cage. Dogboes was making that man keep a shoulder roll so he could keep that elbow tucked to protect his rib cage. But at the end of the day, that was exposing his head. So he got to work better on his defense. You know what I mean? Got to work better on his defense. You got to keep that left hand up, pump that jab, bring it back, double that jab up, throw the straight right hand or double the jab, or hook off the jab, but bring that shit back. Robeisy Ramirez, even when he had his hands down in the second half a lot, you know, he's a kind of guy who likes to showboat, you know what I'm saying? Likes to, likes to bait his opponent in. That's his game. That's his technique. That's what he like to do. Sit back, wait, and counterpunch. Now, a guy who would apply pressure, for instance, a guy who could punch like Mauricio Lara. That guy Mauricio Lara ain't gonna let that man just sit there pretty and fight wherever he wants in the ring, anywhere except with his back against the ropes. He ain't gonna let that fly. But at the end of the day, those are fights that we do want to see now. Now, the although the straps is fragmented at featherweight, all four champions, I believe, are even Hispanic. You know what I mean? Let's have an all Hispanic unification. You know what I'm saying? We got the man Ray Vargas from Mexico. Ray Vargas with the WBC strap. Got Luis Lopez, who's actually going to England. I believe he's going to be fighting. Is it Josh Warrington? He's fighting somebody over there in England soon. Luis Lopez. He has himself a WBA strap. WBO has been got. Robeisy Ramirez got it tonight, and of course Mauricio Lara with the IBF strap. Right? Is it IBF? No, WBA. IBF strap is held with the man Luis Lopez. Let's get a nice unification popping. You know what I mean? All Hispanic joint, consolidate all these straps that are fragmented. Ray Vargas fights on the PBC. Got Robeisy Ramirez. He's on top rank. Fellas like Mauricio Lara and Luis Lopez. They look like they hired guns at this moment, at this time of their career, being world title holders. You know what I mean? They look like they hired guns for the man Eddie Hearn to come over there to England, and they making some money over there. So good for them. So it's gonna be hard to try to consolidate these fights, but it can be done. Y'all know what time it is. We've seen Ryan Garcia versus Javante Davis happening in April. We're supposed to have Stafford Fulton versus Naoya the Monster Inoue. That's a PBC versus Top Rank fight. The Zone Golden Boy Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, who's a PBC fighter. So it can be done, you know what I mean? As long as the logistics are right and the fighters agree. You know what I mean? The fighters are the ones who are supposed to dictate to the promoters when and where they want to fight and whom they want to fight. Of course, you have your managers and advisors, you know what I mean, taking fights at the right time. But if there's a fight that has to be made and the fighters want to make it happen, the networks should not be any kind of barriers to hold these fights back. But tonight, Isaac Dogboe, he did his best, you know what I mean? I had this fight 8 rounds to 4. Isaac Dogboe was in a very good fight. But in the as a matter of fact, he got dropped too. But he really slipped, but they counted it as a knockdown in round 12. Around in all of the rounds around that, he definitely needed a knockout at that stage of the fight to win the fight. They called a knockdown, so them fellas was behind on the cards. I had this fight 8 rounds to 4, 116 to 112 was more like it. The judges' scorecards over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma was severely wide. It wasn't even funny, you know what I mean? But the right man won the fight. Big ups to Robeisy Ramirez. He's come a long way since that first loss in his pro debut after defecting from Cuba. Now we shall see what this kid's made of. I'm a fan of Robeisy Ramirez. I'm one of few. I'm still in the minority, but I thought that Shakur Stevenson beat Robeisy Ramirez for the gold medal in the bantamweight division in the Rio Olympics in 2016. So we'll see what's next for Robeisy Ramirez. Hit the thumbs up if y'all new to the channel. If you like the content, hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. And let me know in the comment section how you guys saw this fight. What do you think of the prospects for the man Robeisy Ramirez in the future? He says it's his dream to unify the featherweight straps. Well, he's now a world title holder in a fragmented division as far as the world titles all over the place. What do y'all think about his opportunities or his what do you think? You think the man could win a world title? As far as, unifying the world titles? Think he can become undisputed? Let me know in the comment section. Be Marsh Boxing, I'm gone. One.